Hello, everyone. BR Geist. Sorry, it's been a long time. There are just some things that were going down on my side that was not fun at all, which has caused me to just let time escape from me. Yeah, we all go through that in our lives, apparently. But due to said event, it has pushed me to want to talk about rejection. We'll call this a let's talk or whatever. And I guess how to deal with it. Maybe rejection is a feeling of hope that's been lost. You're expecting this panic picture to make the museum, and it just ends up on your refrigerator door. Yeah, back in the day, a lot of people would say rejection is only supposed to make you want it more. That's a saying for you. Then darts to your dog. I'll definitely say that. But for a lot of people, when it comes to rejection, we all just like, okay, life's too short. I can't chase this for too long. I worked too hard to get to this point, just for me to be shot down. I need to find something else. Then the door's right there, and we walk to it. When it comes down to rejection, we all, especially when you're the one experiencing it, we do feel as though we're the only ones experiencing it. We look at rejection when we're experiencing it as a one-sided reaction that's never the opposite, because the person or the thing, because it's a general term, it can be a person or it can be something you were striving for. I'm like, when it comes to us experiencing it and it happens to us the way it does. Crazy cat. Hey kitty, that's my cat. Hmm. Okay, I thought she was talking to me all of a sudden. I think she is. I'll get to you in a minute. When it comes to rejection, we look at it as a one-sided reaction, because if we're the ones experiencing it and the person telling us no or the thing telling us no, we look at that as you don't know what it's like. That's the first thing that runs through our mind is we don't know what it's like. But when we think like that, that's because we jump to, oh my gosh, you don't know what it's like. You're saying no to me. No, I mean, I've worked for this for how long, or I've been with you and for how long, and I know you better than anybody. Like, what's going on? Reason why we get like that, when of course, a lot of people. There are a lot of reasons why. If you're the cocky type, you're like, oh, why would you say no? The great me, whatever, etc., etc. Me, me, I'm just like, wow, I don't know how to react. So a one-sided reaction, never the opposite. That's what my mind jumps to, and I'm going to assume that's what your minds jump to as well. When we think it's never the opposite, it's basically because time. That's basically all it is time. We all think to ourselves, how long? Like I said earlier, you don't realize how long I've worked for this, how much I've worked for this, or how long I've been with you, or something like that. When we think that we've wasted time, we think to ourselves, I want that time back. Yeah, I want that time back that I gave to you, or what I gave given to this. I want something out of this, so I won't feel as bad as I do now. Then it does lead to your emotions being all over the place, called being human. It does lead to our emotions being all over the place. So, but the end result is anger. We're all angry. Majority of the people that has experienced rejection has skipped, the tear stage. They skipped crying, and they're straight to panic and malice. They're like, okay, what did I do? Like, what can I do? What do I need to do? I want to be better. I can change. It's I look at that now. I'm like, it's not worth it. You feel like you're lost in a desolated minefield. Um, Because you don't know where, like, you don't know what you're stepping on. You're afraid to take that next step. You're afraid to go forward, backward, anywhere. You just feel like you're stuck. You feel like you're lost in this desolated minefield. And of course, of course, when you do walk, of course, when you do just walk in general, and you feel multiple blows. It's blow after blow of emotion impacting the soul. An explosion on all sides, and it's just ripping you to shreds all of a sudden. And it makes it hard to stay grounded. Besides your footing, because then you get to a point where you're unstable. You're unstable, and you're tripping the little things since space is never given. It's like when it comes to stressful situations, then all of a sudden, like the all of a sudden the relatives calling your phone, you ignore that call. Then you get then you get another like phone call from a friend, and you're just like, why all of a sudden you guys care what I'm doing now when you guys didn't call when I was facing what I was facing, that kind. Yeah, you ever had like a bad day, and then a lot of people all of a sudden just want to call you and talk to you all of a sudden. You're thinking, why are they calling, wanting to talk to me when things are not going so well? But it's not their fault. It's just the timing. It's just the timing. In your mind, you're scatterbrained. In your mind, you're thinking, okay, I need everything to just stay still. I need time, and then it doesn't stand still. Oh yeah, that feeling is never fun for you at all. And you think to yourself, I need space. It's never given to me, etc., etc. And you're sitting there after all that. You're sitting there thinking, huh, what did I do wrong? And I'll say it again. You're thinking of wrongs you have supposedly committed. I said this multiple times, even outside of this. You're thinking of wrongs that you supposedly committed when you've basically done all the right things. Because when you work and or strive for something, you want to be careful. You're trying to be careful. You're trying to at least do all the right things. You don't want to mess it up. But then just to get put down, and you're thinking to yourself, "Wow, really? Is that how it is?" Sadly, yes and no. But for those that face it, it's not your fault. Unless if you're that douchey, aggressive type person, it probably is your fault. There's some things you might need to work on. Dial it down, as they would say. Turn the volume down. But another thing that's painful for me that even I did was lying. Like, we all lie to others that are close to us, people that we love, people that we care for, telling them that we're fine, telling them that we're moving on. You're not telling them what happened. When you lie to others close to you, saying that you're fine and moving on, you're adding on that pain. Like, again, like back when I said, you think to yourself, I'm the only person that's going through all this. Sounds like a door. But you lying to yourself, especially. You're lying to yourself. When you lie to others, you're lying to yourself. People are around for you, your family, your friends, people you trust, people you care for. But it does just it did, but of course doing that, it forces us to go to, especially me, to go reflect. Start reflecting on yourself. Like me, I talk into my mirror, stuff like that. So yeah, talking to myself, my own reflection was giving me a mean look. Like, you need to sit down, dog. Think about it. Yeah, that's messed up. My own reflection telling me to. That is my own reflection telling me, yo, sit down, man. Talk to somebody. I wouldn't even listen to myself. That is sad. Though that mirror does become a pillow at some point, then you start screaming, crying into it. And they're very absorbent. I'll definitely say that. So you ain't got to really worry about much of a mess. Though it did, though it did get me thinking though. Literally just now, grudges are really a thing. I mean, I know grudges have been a thing since the beginning of time. We all stay mad at people, but here's the thing: we all hold a grudge. There are people nowadays walking around with hate on their shoulders because of someone or something that has hurt them in the past or affected them negatively. But when it comes to like grudges, I will call those broken hearts. Broken hearts are not blamed enough for one's current and or future actions. When it comes to a grudge, we all feel like it's easier to hold on to the pain than letting go and moving on. Like we don't want to let go. Like we want to see either this person or see this goal again. The thing of it is, you can try again, but just let whatever had happened, just let that go. Though it's the toughest thing to do because you want to keep it close. Because you're trying to find ways to work around it. It makes sense. I am with you. It's basically mental pain trying to counter the physical. It's never a level playing field internally for us as people. Wobbly since the very beginning. And if you think back, actually, back as a kid, the little board games you would play, which was one of my favorites as a kid, I wouldn't say as a board game, called Jenga. If you guys remember Jenga, you know, the build a little tower, pull the bricks out from the wooden bricks from the bottom, etc., etc. We can say Jenga could be like another form of rejection. Like rejection is also like Jenga. You risk pulling a brick that can collapse the entire tower that you built up. Yeah. We'll say that tower is like your integrity. You know, rejection is like Jenga. You risk pulling the brick that can collapse the entirety of your integrity. I remember playing last time I played when I was a kid. I was all up close onto the tower, and I was like holding my breath because I was afraid to breathe on it and knock it over, etc. You know, etc. etc. You know, this and that. We gotta rebuild it. I lost the game, man. Remember you pushing those bricks out carefully, like it's like you're taking different steps to keep it together. A steady hand can still shake. Man, I remember I got nostalgia for Jenga. Hold on, I remember playing one time, and this dude was a mean one. He literally took like bricks from the bottom. He took two bricks from the bottom, and the whole tower was standing like a seesaw being balanced on one brick on the bottom. Like he went one layer up, pop two, like one or two layers, pop two out, and we're all just looking at him like really, bro? You gonna do that to us? Yeah, apparently it was part of his plan, but I lost it. I mean, I pulled one brick out, came all the way down. But back to steady hand can still shake. Doctor Strange. But coming down to it, how to deal with rejection, I'll definitely say it comes down to you as the person. There are many ways to deal with it. It just comes down to how you want to handle it. Me, I did the wrong thing. I was looking at inspirational videos on YouTube, trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? What can I do? And I'm hearing people say, just move on. That's the past. Leave it in the past. The with motivational music in the background. It almost worked. Almost. The pain was still there. Because the way I dealt with it in the wrong way. The first thing I did was I let time consume me. You know what they say, time heals all wounds. And in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I just need to give myself time. So I let time consume me, which made it a whole lot worse. Like, it was terrible. Like, one time I got rejected bad. I was driving down the highway, and I found one of those little dips on the highway where you can pull over. I pulled over one of those, and I busted out into tears. Like, I was wailing like crazy. I was going to give myself the whole nine. And I looked in a mirror, and I have learned that I don't look good when I cry. I really do not. I mean, it was bad. It was bad, everybody. It was bad. But when I say I went about it the wrong way, the first thing I did was let time consume me, let time heal. The first thing I should have done was talk to my family. Because just in case, breaking news for everybody, anything you're going through right now, your family has been through the same thing, or at least one person has, and that one person is who you can talk to. You think you come home, oh, you wouldn't understand, mom, dad. Well, not me. Well, not me. I was very open with my family. Like I talked to them about everything because high school was terrible. So I was very, very, very talkative with my family.